Welcome friends in the class of GS score. I apologize for delay. Let us straightway take the session. We are here to take the session for understanding the syllabus of public administration. Just a minute, please. So therein, we will take up the syllabus of public administration. And we'll try to understand why does syllabus of public administration require deconstruction. So, myself Rajeev Choudhary, Associate Member, Indian Institute of Public Administration at New Delhi, wherein GS score is to organize this YouTube live. So, to take the things for public administration, we find that this is a subject which happens to be small subject, and a lot of benefits are there while opting for public administration. A few to quote that it is a subject that is not taught in any Indian university. Very few of the universities are there, and it is offered at the post-graduation level. And so, as it is not offered at UG level in Indian university, so whosoever opts the public administration as an optional happens to be the similar to all other persons who are taking preparation of the examination with the public administration. And so one does not require to compete his classmate. And whatsoever he does in a positive direction. The another important thing for the public administration syllabus, that is, it has got a relatively small syllabus and well defined syllabus. That is again another beauty of public administration. It has hardly 125 years of history. Woodrow Wilson is the scholar who was the President of America during First World War, proposed about the requirement to study public administration separately from political science, and that he proposed only in 1887. And thereafter, since the start of 20th century, the subject has been taken up for study as well as for function. So hardly this much of the history is there. So in comparison to any other subject which has got more than 4,000-5,000 years of history, public administration is quite new, and so it has got very small syllabus. So relatively small, not only that, it is well defined as well. Everything is well defined in the syllabus. That means ki what has to be studied, all of them are well referred. So for the reason of smaller syllabus and well defined conditions, we find that it is easier. For the student to opt and get prepared finally. For the reason of the popularity of this subject, as it has been adopted by UPSC, so lot of studies have been done. And so the subject has developed, and in course of that, the mentors also. So has got good availability of guides, or so to say, mentors. Now there is very much importance of guide in course of your preparation, because with the help of guide and mentor, you come up from any place wherein you have stuck easily. Whereas if you are trying to identify those things wherein you have stuck, it may take a lot of time, and even after that you might not be able to find easy and effective solution. So for the reason of the popularity of the subject, availability of guide and mentors are there in public administration, that makes the preparation quite easier. For the reason of small syllabus, the another important thing that is that it can be covered in 200 hours. So 200 hours of class study completes the syllabus. Again, it is not only completion of the syllabus in lesser span of time, rather it helps you to save time. And that extra time gives you an edge, because with the help of that extra time, you are capable of revising and re-revising the whole syllabus. And the GS part also. So for this extra time condition, we find that lot of benefits are there. When it is a matter of the second paper, Indian Administration, that is second paper of public administration, it is directly related with the constitutional aspect of public administration, and that is Indian polity and governance. Not only Indian polity and governance, GS paper 2, wherein the students of public administration are directly helped. Many other areas of GS are there wherein the students get helped a lot. And the another important help that you find with the help of the study of public administration is that ethics paper. Ethics paper of General Studies paper 4. It has got reference of probity in governance. So in the syllabus you will find 6th and 7th topics are related to public administration directly, and we study them as an independent unit of public administration, that is personal administration, wherein we study the administrative ethics, code of conduct, and related reforms suggested by Administrative Reforms Commission 2. Those are of direct help in paper 4. Apart from these, we find that there is social justice, social issues with administrative dimension, internal security, disaster management, these are different areas wherein the student of public administration has helped. And so all those savings is there in the form of time, which can further be invested for the revision and re-revision, and mind it, everybody understands this. Revision makes things perfect. Even more than that, we find that you are helped in essay paper. Any essay has got different dimensions: social, political, economy, cultural, historical. A student of public administration is capable of including administrative dimension, wherein solution is one of the important thing as core content of public administration. So when an issue is being discussed in the essay, therein it helps a lot, because that solution in the administrative dimension is very important, and that helps to fetch extra marks. Beyond that, we find that interview program. In the interview program, we find that questions are asked related to the functionality of government. The another dimension is this also, that half of the members of Public Service Commission have to be from amongst the government servants who have served minimum 10 years of their service. That is one of the Article 315 in the Constitution of India, based upon which the appointments are made. And such a person, such a member who has worked for more than 20-25 years in government and is given the opportunity to ask a question, such persons ask questions from their area of experience, and that matches the student of public administration. So it becomes easier for the student of public administration to answer the question and match the temperament of the board members quite easily. Because public administration specifically studies about the functionality and the mechanisms involved in the government. Not only that, we also study about the improvement, the reforms suggested. So that way we find that interview program is also substantially helped. When it is a matter of Indian administration, therein we study lot of things which are directly related with the GS part. That law and order, unit of district administration, local self-government, administrative reforms, role of PSUs in the perspective of liberalization, globalization and privatization. All these happen to be independent units in paper 2. And all these are directly related with the part of general studies. That helps the student to inculcate a practical administrative approach. And further, students are helped while writing answers in the general studies. The public administration has got altogether 26 topics, 26 units in paper 1 and in paper 2. If you would have gone through the syllabus of public administration. And this 26 topics of paper 1, paper 2 can further be reduced in number. Because of that integrated study mechanism that we adopt in the classroom. So some other important areas wherein the students are directly helped as per the class proceedings adopted in GS school. One of the things that I consider and is the basic difference between coaching class and university. That in the coaching class, the teacher takes personal interest and responsibility to make the students understand. And in course of trying to do that, the system, the coaching institute and the teacher, all of them are involved in a specific test mechanism. In course of that specific test mechanism, we are having different mechanisms of test, with the help of which you are made attentive in the class. You are made to retain the things those we have discussed in the class. You are compelled to read and revise for the reason of taking tests during the course. And most importantly, you need to go through sometimes the surprise test, wherein you are taught and thereafter in 10 minutes you are supposed to write an answer on the basis of the discussions involved in the class. So all these mechanisms help you a lot to be attentive, and by all these means the most important thing that develops is writing skill. Shift. टूट गया. Just a minute. So, specific test mechanism is there. In course of all these, we find that you are prepared for the writing skills, which is the main objective of the preparation. So in course of this specific mechanism, we find that you are given opportunity to not only respond in the class, you are also given opportunity to ask question. and then get your personal queries resolved. And therein, other than the class, you are given one-to-one mechanism of mentorship. Which is very important. Because anybody can read things from the book, can try to understand things from book. But the improvement requires assessment. And then after assessment, what help could be given, help could be suggested, which is basically important to improve the marks. Now, this mechanism requires a lot of things to be developed. For the reason of public administration, we need to take up the rearrangement of the syllabus. Because whatsoever have been assigned by UPSC has been put in such a way that it has to assign the syllabus. But for the convenience of the student, for the convenience of the classroom students, rearrangement has been accommodated, and I have tried to do it with the help of my previous teaching experiences. And then we find that if you could have gone through the syllabus, therein say topic number 1, that is unit 1. That is unit 1. And in unit 1, we find that there is meaning, nature, scope, significance, views of Wilson, and thereafter the syllabus assigns evolution of the subject, public administration. What we have done is, thereafter we have discontinues. We have discontinued the system. And then, why have we discontinued? The reason is, with the evolution of subject, it requires coverage from the origin. Origin of subject to the present status. And it started in 1887. Present condition is 2020. What UPSC syllabus conveys, that is, after Wilson, evolution, and then there is NPA, New Public Administration. Then PCA, Public Choice Approach. This NPA and PCA evolved in 1960s and 70s. Evolved in 60s and 70s. Now what happened? Between 1900 to 60. So what led to change the condition? So these developments are not known to the student effectively, it becomes difficult to conceptualize the flow. And so we find that we have discontinued the topic number 1 here, and then we start things with CPA, Comparative Public Administration. This Comparative Public Administration started because of the failure of the public administration. Because with the start of public administration there was First World War. Only within 10 years there was economic depression, 1929-30. Only within 10 years there was Second World War. For the reason of these accidents, basically the public administration for which had been established was not being able to take up the responsibility. And so scholars were there to rethink that what is missing and what requires to be done, and to know about the reasons of failure. There was a start of comparative system of study. In public administration we call that as comparative public administration, that is CPA. Now if this development and the theoretical development, if these theoretical developments are not identified and not known to students, then it becomes difficult for the student to appreciate directly the new public administration, which is an outcome again of the failure of comparative public administration. So to take up the needs of comparative public administration, there was CAG, Comparative Administration Group, organized in 1960. And the CAG started reading the conditions of the developing countries of the world in course of ensuring development. But the CAG also could not be able to do anything much, and then in 1970s early and late 60s there was upheaval in America and a new visualization for the subject was there, and that we call as new public administration. As the CAG failed to do, so simultaneously therein DPA, Development Public Administration, evolved. So that way, if without knowing about these conditions of development, if a student starts reading new public administration, it is difficult for him to visualize effectively. And henceforth, the public administration syllabus requires rearrangement. And then the rearrangement has been done. For this rearrangement, you could find the link through which you could find out the rearrangements made. You can download the brochure of public administration from GS Score's website. Therein you will be able to find out these arrangements identified for the classroom program. And so we find that the rearrangement is required. Not only that, the other part is one of the important things that is required for the preparation of civil service examination conducted by UPSC is integration and interlinkages. So there is requirement of intra-integration, inter-integration and inter-paper integration. For all these, we find that those have been included in the system of study, in the classroom program, wherein the rearrangements are there. And therein we find that one of the unit is personnel administration, that is 9th unit of the syllabus. Now, in the first paper, the unit is there, personnel administration. After having the theoretical study of personnel administration, we integrate things from paper 2. That is of Indian administration, wherein the personnel administration has been assigned, and that is as civil service in India. Wherein the personnel administration is specifically in Indian perspective. So, that integration is there, that is inter-paper, first paper to second paper. And that helps a student to write a good answer, because a good answer needs the theoretical and practical dimensions both. So with this integrated study, when a student is writing answer in paper 1, he automatically finds the reflection of paper 2 when he picks up examples from paper 2. Whereas if the answer is being written in paper 2, Indian administration, therein we find that the easy reflection of the theoretical dimension is found. And that integration helps the student to fetch marks. So therein we find with the personnel administration, we integrate the study of civil service in India, that is paper 2 dimension. Similarly, one another topic, that is of financial administration. That is unit 12 of paper 1. The last one, which is the theoretical dimension of financial administration. In paper 2 we find there is another unit, that is unit 9, and that is in Indian perspective, and that is financial management. That is financial management. And it has got Indian dimension, as it is a matter of, it is a unit of paper 2. So again, when we read things for the financial administration theoretically, like there is line item budget, performance budget, PPBS, program based budget, zero based budget. These are different types of budget, that is the theoretical dimension. And how do we find the application of these different types of budget in course of Indian system to evolve the system, make things effective. Similarly, for the auditing system also. So the performance system also requires performance auditing. So such integration are automatically done in a natural flow of study during class in the foundation course. So we find that the financial administration is also integrated. It is not only giving reflection of integration and understanding the application part. It also helps to squeeze the time. That is stealing the time to invest for the other heads of your preparation. So by that way, we find that in paper 1 we make lot of integration by means of permutation commutation to make things in easy sequence, to ensure effective integration, and to make the preparation effective and helping the students to fetch better marks. So that is for paper 1. Similarly, things are there reorganized in paper 2 also. In the Indian administration segment, that is paper 2 of the syllabus. Herein we find that the syllabus starts with evolution of Indian administration, the historical dimension. Herein the references are there, that of district administration. References are there for legacy of British administration, British rule and its politics in administration, Indianization of public service, revenue administration, local self-government, etc. Now, this unit 1 assigns us to study the history only. History of Indian administration. In the latter part, we find that revenue administration, law and order, local self-government, central government, all these are there assigned as separate unit to study. Now it becomes difficult for a student to read history separately and then to read the central government, its constitutional part, then administrative part separately. And then there is a big problem of integration. What we have done is that the syllabus of Indian administration has been divided into different parts. And the first integration has been made is that of the philosophical and constitutional framework. Philosophical and constitutional framework. And therein things have been arranged. So we start second paper by means of the unit 2 of the syllabus and shift the study of history at the end of the syllabus. Paper 2. Thereafter, the second part that we do is the constitutional dimension of the Indian administration. Constitutional dimension of Indian administration, wherein unit 4, 6 and 7 4, 6 and 7 are reorganized. So unit 4 is there for the union government, unit 6 is there for state government, and unit 7 is there for center-state relation. We have segregated those, and the constitutional dimension of the center-state and local government have been arranged in one, and that helps a student to get prepared for polity with the administrative dimension, and becomes easier to study. And thereafter, in the third group, we evolve things, we have integrated things for the administrative dimension. So herein we study about President, Prime Minister, so executive, legislature, judiciary, its structure, union-state relation, role of a finance commission, governor, chief minister, council of ministers, center-state relation, all those happen to be the constitutional dimension. Then if the central government is there, then how does it work? So the administrative structure. And in the third segment we study about the administrative structure and process of function. So therein we study about when it is a matter of central government, then central secretariat, Prime Minister's office, cabinet secretariat happen to be the important area of discussion. Whereas state administration is there, then the chief secretary, state secretariat, directorate. Now some arrangements are made wherein from paper 1, lot of things have been included in paper 2. Like in paper 1 there is Unit 4. In paper 1, Unit 4, ministries, departments, boards, commissions, attached office, all those are there. And they are included with the study of the secretariat. Because they happen to be the part of the secretariat. Indian government mechanism, and therein we include the theoretical dimension also. So that makes things easier to understand for the theoretical and the application part as well. So that brings a flow in the study, and then as per the requirement of the questions in the examination, study material contents are picked up from each and every topic very easily and effectively. So therein we include center, state, district administration, law and order, and then the developmental part, that is local self-government, rural and urban local government. And thereafter, those segregated part of paper 2 are clubbed in one, and therein we study about the PSUs, plans and priorities, administrative reforms since independence suggested, initiated, and then the significant issues of Indian administration, like values in public service, problems of administration in coalition government, citizen administration interface, corruption in administration, disaster management, etc. And after completing all those, we come down to the history. Now when we read history, we find lot of things, because when we read Indian district administration, we also read the evolution of district administration in India, and that happens to be the part of history. So when we read local self-government, therein we also read the history of the origin, history of the development of the local self-government in panchayat and municipal bodies in India. All those studies include the historical part also. So by completing the study of these three segments, the two segments, automatically the three segments, automatically the first one, that is history part, is covered. So by that way, we find that there is requirement of reorganization of the syllabus. That was the topic of today's meeting, wherein we find that we tried to discuss that to better understand the topics and get prepared for the public administration, there is requirement to have reorganization of the syllabus of public administration given by UPSC that makes things easier and effective. Thereafter, many of the things those are there discussed in course of discussion, which happen to be the part of questions in the examination. Like we discuss, we escalate the discussion on comparative public administration. Whatever have been given as subject matter in syllabus, as per the requirement of the examination, all those things, those need further discussion, are included in the process of discussion in the class. So, by reading all these things in an integrated manner, one is capable of understanding the subject matter of public administration in more effective manner. So, that is for the reason of the discussion. Now, I'll take questions if questions are there among the students in course of the preparation of civil service. So, the questions are there. So, in course of the discussion, as I find that the questions have not been there from the audience. So, thank you for watching, and we will have set of seminars, and in the next seminar we'll discuss about the subject matter of Unit 1 of Public Administration. So keep in touch and join us in the next seminar. One another important matter in course of this discussion is that feel free to contact the office of GSS Code personally and get your needs resolved, queries answered. I'll be happy to help you out for the reason of the preparation of civil service through public administration optional. So, thank you, sir. Thank you for watching. My good wishes.